que sa bouche a dit, sa main l'accomplit.
Cédric Canavaro on the big.
Si le ciel t'a sélectionné, personne ne peut te disqualifier. On va dominer. On sera méprisé pour notre propre destinée. On va triompher, triompher. C'est la vie. Y a du miel au bout. Y a du miel au bout. J'y sais rien.
Thank you for being here this afternoon. My name is Mbakop, and I'm your host. Today, we are pleased to welcome Mbakop, a special guest originally from Cameroon. Mr. Mbakop is an entrepreneur, real estate agent, and real estate investor, and author of 5 books on which selling secrets you can afford to miss. He will be sharing with us his background, his professional experience, and he will talk about his book, Selling Secrets You Can Afford to Miss. In addition, I will ask his opinion on why the African diaspora community focuses on organizing more cultural events than economic, political, or economical events. Finally, I will ask his point of view on our African diaspora. To start off, Mr. Mbakop, can you please introduce yourself to our viewer and tell me a little more about yourself?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me here today. And it's a very privilege to come here on your show.
Thank you.
As you mentioned earlier, my name is Mbakop. I'm originally from Cameroon, where I grew up, born and raised. I moved to the United States about 7, 8 years ago.
Okay.
And when I moved to the United States in 2011, I did not speak a word of English, if you can believe it. So did not speak a word of English. So when I arrived, I started ESL classes until 2013.
Wow.
Then I enrolled in college in Hostos Community College.
Yeah.
Graduated in 2016, moved to Massachusetts to attend Harvard University, where I studied business analytics and computer science at the extension school. So that's a bit about me.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, okay. So can you tell me a little bit about your professional experience?
My professional experience, as an entrepreneur, I started my first initiative when I was very young. I think I was about 12, 13 when I started creating a little company and processing through that. So back in Cameroon, I created a couple of companies where I sell things that range from clothes to food to bakery.
Okay.
So when I moved to the United States with the heart full of goals and dreams, and I wanted to pursue that and continue that.
Okay.
So I first got involved in a couple of different, I worked professionally as a salesperson in a couple of companies.
Okay.
Then when I moved to Massachusetts, I decided that I wanted to get involved on my own.
Yeah.
So when I was in Cameroon, when I was, I think, 17 or 18, I had an opportunity. My uncle gave me a great opportunity. He was building his first apartment complex. And he put me in charge as a young guy, 17, in charge of that process of building, helping him build that complex.
Wow.
So I had a first encounter with real estate with him. So through that, managing that, the process of buying the material, building the house, I got so excited, so involved with that. And it stuck on me, and that's something that I always wanted to do on my own for myself. So when I moved to Massachusetts, I decided, okay, why not do it? Why not now?
Yeah, because you already have experience.
Yeah. So I entered the real estate market, and first as a real estate agent, and I started helping people buying and selling houses.
Okay.
And I discovered a couple of problems that sellers and buyers were facing. So I started writing a bit about that.
Okay, so can you just tell me a little bit about the books you wrote?
So,
how many books you have now?
So far, 5 books. My first book was not a real estate book. It's the book
called Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
It's basically a compilation of African proverbs and quotes that are meaningful to me. That I grew up with the idea that quote are wisdom, quote are the thing that guide us.
Yeah.
So my first book was that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to show you wisdom on the
Yeah.
screen. Yeah.
The wisdom, as you can see on the
Yeah.
screen.
Okay.
And then
Explain
then I wrote, the second was the guide to buying a home. So
Okay.
I know that a lot of people have trouble buying a home.
Okay.
When it comes to buying the home, it's a very hectic process, especially for first-time buyers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's so many things to do, so many procedure, and it's
Yeah.
very confusing when you
Yeah.
don't have the good advice.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of give people
Yeah.
an easier way
way,
of
yeah.
buying the house.
Okay.
So I move forward with the improvement in the house. When you buy a house, what improvements you should make
Yeah.
so that your house maintain or increase the value.
Yeah.
And then promoting the house. If you decide one day to sell the house,
Yeah.
how are you going to promote the house? So I had a book that kind of go into that and helping people promoting the house.
Okay.
And the selling secret you can't afford to miss.
Yeah. So that's the one we're
yeah.
gonna talk about.
So those are a lot of tips and what is important during the process
Yeah.
of selling the house.
Okay. All right. So as an entrepreneur, real estate agent, and real estate investor, you wrote a book titled Selling Secret.
Yeah.
You can't afford to miss.
Yes.
So what inspired you to write this book?
I saw that when it comes to selling houses, a lot of people have a lot of misconception to begin with, and second of all, they don't value the process right, and
Yeah.
because of them, they struggle selling the home, and they're not making the amount they should be making by
Yeah.
selling. So I decided to kind of give them tip so they can have at least a clear view of the selling process and how they can go about it when it comes to selling the house.
Okay, that's good. And what's selling secret you can afford to miss? What's the meaning of this title?
So the title
So some
is
people can say, "Oh, selling secret." So
it's very
just
straightforward.
Elaborate a little bit for us.
So the title just that tip and tool on how to go through the selling process without stressing, like how
Okay.
to go through the selling process is a very complicated process, but I try to give people some tip and tools, some
Yeah.
secret of
Yeah.
the industry that people should know when.
Yeah. So can you
entering
list
selling.
like 3 or 4 secrets?
The secret, there are many, from the staging of the house to staging the house to deciding if you're going to go with that agent or not, or to, there's so many. That's
Okay.
why I can fill the bowl,
Yeah,
because
yeah. If people want to know, they have to buy
they can
the
get
book.
the
Yeah.
book. They can get the book and
Okay,
go through
that's
that.
good. So in this book, I have that question, chapter 1, I think.
Yeah.
You wrote, said that chapter 1, first step to buy, selling, that's the title of the chapter. So you say location is the most crucial consideration in
Yes.
commercial real estate and a major factor, if not the predominant one, in commercial real estate pricing.
Yep.
Likewise, notice home seller must know the consideration such as location that
Yeah.
determine a home's price.
Yes.
So why the location determine the home
The
price?
location is one of the most important considerations to think of when you're buying or selling a house. It is basically the house depends crucially on the location for many reasons. First, people buy real estate where people buy houses or rent houses where
Yeah.
they live, where they're going to live. As far as how, let's say if they have a family have children,
Yeah.
I mean they want to know about safety.
Yeah.
Is the location that you are safe?
Yeah.
Is the place? Do they have great school? Do they have?
Yeah.
So all those goes into the location. So the
Okay.
location is the principle, is one of the first thing people think of
Yeah.
when they come starting to buy a house. That's why many people, when they try and buy a house, they first identify the location where they're
Yeah.
going to buy, and then they start going downward. I
Okay.
mean, if you're selling the house and you're not considering
Yeah, the location.
you may price your house wrong,
Yeah.
because you may focus on the inside or the
Yeah.
improvement that you make, if you are in a neighborhood where the house sells for 200,000, and because you made some adjustment inside your house, you decide that your house is worth 700,000, it's not going to sell. You're going to put it in the market, they're going to stay there forever, and you're not going to sell.
So I thought, when you was talking about the location, when I read the book, I thought about the security of the area.
Yes,
so I don't know if
it's part of the location. If there's a high crime in the area, you may have a problem selling. If there's health issue, let's say there's a power plant around, you may have issues selling. Things like that. So location, again, is one of the most, if it's not the most important thing when it comes to selling the house.
Okay. In chapter 7, talking about how to market a home. So you mentioned that the purpose of this book is to provide insight and guidance on how to sell a home quickly and for many money.
When somebody sells the house, the most
chapter 7, I think.
There's a minimum thing that they want. First, they want to make some money through selling the house, and they want to sell the house in a fairly short period of time. People don't want the house to be on the market for years. So this being said, I try to give people tools and strategy in the book how to accomplish that. With the simple things like staging. When you stage your house with purpose. How do you stage your house? Do you want your house to look bigger than it actually is? You can stage your house so that when people come in, their house look big enough. They can evaluate the space properly. Think like that by, of having less cloud, less furniture in the house, it make people evaluate the space more correctly than if you have a lot of furniture in the house and things like that. So I try in the book to give people some advice into what they can do for their house to be more appealing, to be more exciting for people to want to see, and when people see, to really evaluate the house properly.
That's good.
So that when they're selling, not only they sell quickly, but they sell for more money, which is usually the goal, more money.
Okay, that's good. So right now we're going to go to PSA, and we come back for the next part of our show.
Hello there. Have you ever asked a dumb question to an African like,
do you speak African? Do you guys have TV in Africa? Oh, you probably have a pet lion in your backyard, right?
No, I don't speak African. Africa is a home to more than 1 billion people with more than 1,000 languages, including French, English, and Arabic. Yes, we have TVs, Wi-Fi, social media, and we don't all live in mud houses. We have beautiful cities and wild animals, but they don't roam the streets and are definitely not kept as pets. Just like in any other part of the world, there is poverty, disease, and hunger, but that's not all we are about. Africa is a colorful and rich continent. The people are beautiful, the music is amazing, and the food is delicious. And no, your 25 cents cannot feed an African child. For more information on the beauty of Africa, visit igniteafrica.tv.
Et allô? Salut, ça va? Je peux pas rester trop longtemps là, je viens de commencer mon service.
Docteur vous attend en salle des urgences 3. Docteur,
faut que j'y aille, je te rappelle.
Des urgences 3.
Ne vous fiez pas aux apparences. 2011 est l'année internationale des personnes d'ascendance africaine.
So now, my next question is, when it comes to home selling, what do homeowners should or shouldn't do when it comes to home selling?
When it comes to home selling, there's a lot of typical mistakes that homeowners do. But what they should do first is understand the process of selling the home, because not having a clear idea of the process of selling the home can hurt in terms of expectation. You can set an expectation that is unrealistic if you don't know the process. By understanding the process and knowing that it's a complicated and a long process, you can evaluate properly. You can have more guided expectation.
Okay.
So the first thing is, first understand the process, and second, get somebody to help you and to coach you through understanding the process. Either getting a book that you will read that would kind of give you the process. That's what I'm trying to do a little bit in some of my books, giving them the view of the process and how it is.
Yeah.
But the best thing is usually working with somebody that could help you. Help if you, because nowadays people with the market, with the access to marketing, access to online platform where a home seller can easily put the information and put the house. It may seem at first glance easy to sell the home yourself, but not understanding the process could hurt you in the long run. It could be problematic for you selling your home. So the best thing is get informed about your home, get informed about the market, get informed about the process.
And why you need a home seller really need an agent, like real estate agent, in order to sell, so they can go and sell their home by themselves.
I mean, the initial thought is usually that I can go and sell the home by myself, and it's true. Some homeowner could sell the home by themselves, but it's a process that you should really think of it well before you do, because selling a house is like a 20-step process, and each step is complicated and have its own set of rule and law associated with. So from title search to inspection to all that, first you have to know what will happen, what step are you in. So it's a complicated process. Usually by hiring an agent that is already an expert in the market, he understands the law, he understands the market, he have a better view of what's coming on the market, what's going on in the market. He can find more information relating to your home that for the most part you can find, because most agents will have access to an MLS where the multi-listing where all the home in the area are listed. And he can evaluate the home comparatively to houses that are sold before, houses that are on the market, and houses that are on the contract. He can compare all those and have a better evaluation of your home. Plus, the agent get paid on commission. He get paid a percentage of your sale. That means he wants you to sell for a higher price.
Good price.
He will negotiate for you. He will negotiate for you to have more money. Because you have more money, he get more money. And not only that, but he want to get paid fast. There's no agent that want to be paid in 2 years. Then he want you to sell and to sell quickly for more money. So usually when you hire a good agent, he make your process seamless. He make that easy. So you give all the work and you outsource all the work to him. You just wait for the money, and most agent will talk to you through the process. They will talk to you what step you are, what is going on. If it's a good agent, he will communicate with you, and you will always be informed. And at the end of the day, you are the one who is gonna. You're the one that sell the house. So it's usually better to have somebody that can guide you through the process.
Somebody who knows the process and everything.
He knows the process. He knows what's coming around the corner. He knows if there's any changes coming. He knows if you can be exposed to a loss, what you should disclose, what you shouldn't disclose for your house. Things like that.
I got it.
That's
good. Yeah. So in chapter 8, you mentioned about common mistake. So seller common mistakes. Can you just list a few of them?
A few mistakes that seller make. The first one we just spoke about. The idea that I have a basic understanding of how the market works. I have basic experience on selling. I know some marketing. I can sell my house. Going from there is like taking a finance book and read through a finance book and decide that, I read some finance book. I'm ready to manage my own retirement account. It's not necessarily always correct. Some could, but for the most part, it's not gonna work as easy. The second mistake is sometimes coming on for example, they hire an agent, but they don't understand the process. So they have a false expectation.
Yeah.
They expect the house maybe to, they expect the whole closing process happen in 5 days. They want to put the house in the market today, get the contract tomorrow, and then they think that next week they're going to close, which is not normally how the process goes. There's a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of steps to go through. Right? So you take time. So those are just few very general mistakes that a homeowner make. But the best advice would be to homeowner would be do not waste time doing that, because you're going to be wasting money and wasting time. And for the most part, people that list their house from themselves, 80% of them end up listing with an agent. Which means after they have spend a lot of money on marketing, they have spent a lot of time and a lot of effort, and they have a lot of stress, then they go back to an agent.
It's true, it's stressful. One of my brother bought home like that, and then I'm telling you, it took him like 2.5 months. In order, even though he hired an agent.
That's
so
because the
it's
process
not it's not an easy
process. The process is just a long one. There's an inspection. There's a series of things that have to happen before you before the closing.
Yeah, you get it. All right, that's good. So in chapter 14 of your book, which is the last chapter, you title why hire an agent. So you just explained that. So I'm gonna ask you the same question, but you already gave me some questions. So why should we hire?
Agent is like when you're hiring, when you have a legal issue, you hire a lawyer because the lawyer first know the law better than you. He can defend you better, and he's less likely to be emotionally involved in the decision. He can factually, he can give fact to the court of law that will justify you. So when you hire an agent, pretty much he's your advocate. He represents you, so he have your best intention in mind. Some also because your best is his best. If you make if you sell your home, then you refer him, then you have more client and so on. And second, they know the market better than usually. They usually know the market better than a home a home seller itself. So buying the home, the fact that they can buy they can advocate for you, the fact that they can promote the home better. They usually have more resources for you. All that help. So, but having an agent is the best decision. In for many reasons.
That's good. That's very good. So where do you want to go from here? What are you doing now? In 5 or 10 years from now?
In terms of real estate transaction, my real estate dealing, I want to have in the next 5 years. I want to have been involved in at least 500 transactions.
Wow!
So in fact, I could help 500 people buy, sell a home, and that would be my pleasure. And also on my own, I do some development. So I buy a home for myself and develop them and sell them myself.
Wow!
So.
You have a big dream.
So I work on both sides. So if my transaction and the people I help through a total of 500 will be the goal.
Okay, that's very good. So what's your opinion on why the African diaspora community focuses more on organizing cultural events than economic, political, or educational events?
First of all, the fact that we organize cultural events, I think it's a very good thing, because coming from our continent is very far, being so far away, it is good to remind ourselves of our culture and the good that we bring to the United States also. But I also think it is important that we get integrated in the United States, that we understand the United States, that we participate in the United States. In terms of economic education, when we educate ourselves and we get involved in the economic and the politics, not only do we do good from the country where our host country, but we do good for ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Both financially and culturally and economically, and we can promote our culture better when we are more educated on those fronts.
Okay.
So I personally believe
we can do all of them.
We could do all of them.
Little of cultural events and then economic. Okay.
Cultural event, economic, education, and politics.
Okay.
Yes,
politics. So we don't have many Africans in politics now.
Hello there. Have you ever asked a dumb question to an African like,
do you speak African? Do you guys have TV in Africa? You probably have a pet line in your backyard, right?
No, I don't speak African. Africa is a home to more than 1 billion people with more than 1,000 languages, including French, English, and Arabic. Yes, we have TVs, Wi-Fi, social media, and we don't all live in mud houses. We have beautiful cities and wild animals, but they don't roam the streets and are definitely not kept as pets. Just like in any other part of the world, there is poverty, disease, and hunger, but that's not all we are about. Africa is a colorful and rich continent. The people are beautiful, the music is amazing, and the food is delicious. And no, your 25 cents cannot feed an African child. For more information on the beauty of Africa, visit igniteafrica.tv.
Almost at the end of our interview. So what do you think our African diaspora in the USA, and what advice do you have for the newcomer, especially the young man?
Oh, the young, to the young men especially, to the young men. It is very important when we leave our country, usually we have a dream, we have a goal, we have something that we're coming to do here in the United States. I want our young people to not forget that dream. To come here, there's always challenges, there's always a roadblock on the way, but that's how life is.
It's true.
But if you come, you don't forget your dream, and you keep working on it, whatever the position you start at, don't think of it as your job or where you're ending. Just look forward to why you came here and keep pushing toward that way. And at the end, it will start coming along.
So when it comes to education, so they don't have a mentor?
When it comes to education, for instance, for me, I was lucky at Hostels. We had an amazing program, the Leadership Academy.
Where we met for the first time.
For the first time, actually. The Leadership Academy, that helped me, go through applying for Harvard and all those all those things. It is very important for us to look for information before we can find them.
That's good.
If you're not looking, you're not going to see it. You're not going to find it.
Unfortunately, we have reached the conclusion of today's show. We would like to thank BronzeNet staff who directed this show, our guests for stopping by, and of course, you, our viewer, for tuning in. Thank you.
Cédric Canavaro on the beat.
Si le ciel t'a sélectionné, personne ne peut te disqualifier. On va dominer.